be good for me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose, but when you talk to me.
Okay, collective, hello and welcome back. I hope you guys had a good couple of days or a good week. All in all, it is Saturday night for me, but by the time you get this, I'm pretty sure it will be Sunday for you guys. So I do hope you guys had a good week and you were able to get some relaxation. I think the week, it was a lot of bad things that's happening. I watched the news a couple times. I try not to watch it too many times, but I know it was crazy for a lot of places and a lot of people. So I hope you guys kind of, stayed safe. Okay, well, so for today's reading, we have who or what is your shadow side, right? So if you guys aren't familiar with your shadow side or shadow work, your shadow side is usually the side of our side that we don't really show everyone. Sometimes we don't even show ourselves. Also, our shadow side, we can kind of reject it. Some people reject their shadow sides, and you really shouldn't, because you do want unity between you and your shadow side. Your shadow side actually holds a lot of power. Okay? They have a lot, the darkness holds a lot of power. And sometimes when you don't accept your shadow side, it will project in other people. Like your shadow side will not be ignored. Okay? So, let's get into it. So pile 1, if you chose, it is a cat. It's a cat, and so, let me get it. So if you chose the cat already, pile 1, you guys are like jumping off the table. So if you chose, it's like a little cute cat, right? That's licking its paws. So I get that you guys, your shadow side likes to do what it wants to do. And it does not like to be hindered at all. I'm already getting that by your shadow side. From the fact that it's like licking its little paw and kind of have a nonchalant vibe. And I'm just feeling that vibe. Okay, so we got a Mend the Broken Heart Fairy. You guys can see that. So what I'm getting is your shadow side was created when you went through a heartbreak. Okay? And this shadow side kind of came out. Now, I'm hearing from Spirit your shadow side was always with you, because you got Crow. And Crow is always, to me, the spirit animal that comes through like the birth canal with you. Crow makes you very psychic, but we're gonna get to Crow next. We're gonna concentrate on Mend the Broken Heart Fairy and who the shadow side represents. So the shadow side represents, it came out when you went through a really bad heartbreak, pile 1. And the shadow side is very, very super protective of you. And the fact that it's not in reverse, you choose to accept this part of yourself. So which is very good, because for you to get the most out of your shadow side and your shadow work, you want to accept that part of you, right? You don't want to hide it or be ashamed of it or feel like you got to push it away, because it won't go away. But anyway, I get that she is, or he, it could be he, gender, doesn't really matter. But they're very, very protective of you. And they might even, so your shadow side might come out if you're in a relationship, and you might find yourself pushing people away. Because this is like your shadow side coming out, because your shadow side does not want your heart to get broken again. Okay? They don't want your heart to get broken again. So sometimes they will self-isolate you, so you'll feel like you have to go in isolation. Maybe you won't want to be bothered with people. Maybe when new love offers come, you're not quick to take them. Or if you do get in a relationship, you can be very self-destructive and try to get the relationship to end, is what I'm hearing. Because again, your shadow side does not want your heart to get broken, so you can almost be considered heartless. Your shadow side can be considered heartless, but that's not really what's going on, because your shadow side is holding the heart in their hands and they're healing it. So they're just super, super protective. So you might find you put your person through a lot of tests, right, to see if they can kind of get through this barrier you have up because of that hurt that caused you when you had this heartbreak, when your shadow side was created. It's not all the way healed, but the good news is that I'm seeing is that you are working on healing it now, right? Because you have accepted this. You know, your heart was broken, it hurt, you know, it did cause you some damage, it did cause you some pain. That's the first part of healing, is to acknowledge our pain and for our pain to be heard, and then the healing process can start, which is being done now. So yes, you might find yourself putting your lovers through tests to see if they can pass. It might even be like crazy tests that, you know, that you hope that they don't pass, because sometimes you can put yourself in this protective energy of not wanting to get hurt again. But I do feel like you will put your heart out there for the right person. So yeah, so just remember that yes, you do need to heal. And yes, we do need to accept our shadow side, but it has to be a balance in everything. So long as you don't let your shadow side kind of take over all your relationships and you end up pushing somebody good away, right? We don't want to do that. If somebody proves they're worthy of your love, we do want to give them, that person, a chance, right? Because it's self-destructive to do anything else. Okay, so also for your shadow side, you got Crow. So as I was saying, Crow is very psychic. Crows come from the underworld, and this is why I feel like you know about your shadow side, pile one, because crows are psychic. You just know things, and they have like a darker side because they're supposed to come from the underworld. Some can say hell or what, a Hades, however you want to put it, but crows are supposed to have and they can enter the astral plane and kind of get information or esoteric knowledge from the underworld. So you might find you have like a dark side. You might even tell people like, hey, I have a dark side, you know, like scary movies. You know, I'm getting that this pal might like to wear a lot of black. You might even be goths or gothic. You might like scary movies, because this has always been a part of you, right? This side of you. So it kind of just emerged more when this thing happened with the relationship and the broken heart. But yes, your shadow side has always been with you, and it's almost like a comforting friend for you. You know what I mean? And you don't mind being alone. And again, you just know things. Your psychic intuition, you get that esoteric knowledge straight from the underworld, right? You could be Scorpio rising. I'm feeling a lot of Scorpio energy with this pile. And you can even develop your talents if you should choose to, or just, you know, just go to the spiritual store, read up on things. You know, I'm not telling you what to do. You can kind of feel like where your heart is being drawn, but I do feel like you have talents when it comes to getting information from the underworld. Okay, you can kind of tap into that dark power. So your shadow side gives you a lot of power, one. And you have to remember that your shadow side can manifest really powerful dark energy. So that's why it's really good for us to keep a balance, because we don't want our shadow side kind of taking over our lives. So let's see what messages we have. Wow, yeah, see, so we have pile one. We have the rebel, but it's in reverse. So I do feel like this pile, you guys like to do whatever you want when you feel like it, and you don't really like chains or restraints on you, right? you kind of break through that. But the thing is, sometimes you deny that of yourself. You deny this part of yourself, or I feel like you try to chain this part of yourself that is rebellious, because I'm getting, you guys don't want people to see you in a bad light, right? You don't want people to see you as like flighty or unstable, or you know, you want people to think fondly of you. Well, here's the thing with our shadow sides. We have to do kind of honor them sometimes. So if you find you're in a situation and you're feeling a little rebellious or whatever, I feel like that is a warning from like your shadow side that you're in or around somebody or in a certain energy that you just don't need to be there. Again, your shadow side does love you and they do want to protect you. So if you're feeling some kind of fight or flight mode, or just feeling like, you know, you want to rebel, then that's your shadow side trying to communicate with you that something isn't right. So next time you feel like that, instead of trying to restrain that rebel part of you, I would like step away and kind of take some time to myself and see what that's about and what your shadow side is trying to communicate to you of what's going on. Fighting again, so you guys can have a temper. And again, with this rebel side, I feel like your shadow side won't back down from a fight either. I'm feeling heavy Scorpio energy, or Scorpio rising energy, or Scorpio moon. And again, I feel like this, you try to restrain as well. Maybe, you know, when somebody gets you angry, you won't confront them. You won't call them out on it. I'm getting that you should, you know, not take it to 100% or make it that it's a drawn out fight. You know, everything we can kind of do it in a diplomatic way without still compromising ourselves, right? Because if you put yourself down or don't let yourself be heard, it's like you're neglecting yourself. It's like you're abandoning yourself. So if somebody's done you wrong, or maybe you might even feel bad, and that's what I'm hearing now, that when you went through this heartbreak situation, that you felt like you should have fought more or let your feelings, or should have spoke your piece more. Well, we can't go back in the past and change anything, but we can kind of do what we can do from today here on out. So if somebody tries to take you for granted now, Pile 1, you need to let them know what's what, or you can cut them from having any ties in your life. So inner voice. So this is telling me that you do listen to your inner voice, and you are connected to that psychic intuition part of you. So you guys this is the part of you do accept. You easily accept that intuition and those psychic forces from the astral world, but you're not so much ready to accept what in the physical world, your natural gifts, and that as far as you being rebellious, getting yourself out of any situation when you feel like it, or not having anybody hold you down or back, and then the natural fighting inclination where you kind of naturally, you know, won't let nobody push you around or be made a fool out of. So this is the thing that I feel like you have to accept about your shadow side. Your shadow side is a fighter, Pile 1. And the more you reject that part of yourself, the more that you draw these people in, because your shadow side will want to be seen. So that's just something we want to keep in mind, that we want to accept all aspects of ourselves. It's nothing wrong with wanting to stand up for yourself. It's nothing wrong with wanting to be heard. There's nothing wrong with sometimes just doing what the hell you want to do when you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I feel like that is one right we earned, is our free will. And nobody should F with anybody else's free will. And I do get when somebody tries to step on your free will, you naturally might feel that inclination to fight. But you have like this excellent self-discipline, again, which is like a heavy Scorpio vibe. Because Scorpios are like excellent. Virgos are too. And with controlling their self, their outer selves. So the thing is, instead of wanting to control everything, sometimes we do have to become one with it. But again, in moderation and in balance, Pile 1. Okay? So good luck on this journey. And it does seem like your shadow side you have accepted. So congratulations on that part. It's just these other aspects we want to work on accepting with ourselves. And don't let anybody tell you who you're supposed to be. I was told from Spirit to tell you that. That's a message from Spirit. Don't let anybody tell you who you're supposed to be and what shit you're supposed to take. Okay? All right, so we're moving on to pile 2. Okay, so pile 2. Hope you guys are doing well and you're having a good day, whatever day it is. This is a timeless reading too. BTW. Okay, so if you guys chose the sheep, pile 2, this reading is for you. It's like a confused looking sheep, right? He's looking like, what is going on? So, all right, so pile 2, your shadow side, I'm seeing, basically let you live your life. Unlike pile 1, whose shadow side is mostly like a part of them, like maybe like a counterpart or a guardian or like a twin kind of thingy. I'm getting that yours come out. Okay, so let's talk about basically what energy you bring. So you're the energy of change and transformation, right? Which is not a shadowy kind of thing. But what I'm getting is that from what I'm seeing is that you're only comfortable with like good changes. So if changes are comfortable, don't take you too much out of your comfort zone, little small changes you're all good with, right? And it's like cute little quirky changes. So sometimes because your energy is that of change and you're used more so like a catapult to bring change in your life and other people's lives, it's like your energy can kind of absorb. So you have to, you have to watch who you're around. You have to watch the places where you go or hang at, or the people you might hang around, because you could absorb that energy and that could put blocks on your energy pile 2, and you won't be able to kind of do what you need to do. So pile 2, yours is like a blessing. Your shadow side is almost kind of took the back seat to the blessing that Spirit wants you to bring in other people's lives, and that's the catapult of change. So sometimes when you don't do this, kind of break away from people, situations, or things that have no business being in your life, this is when your shadow side comes in. And we have the Eclipse Mermaid, and she kind of comes in when you want to hold on to things that you need to let go of, be it people, be it places, be it things, be it addictive patterns, be it anything toxic. This is when your shadow side comes in, and they bring in, like, you see how almost this eclipse of the moon just like kind of takes over. So your shadow side kind of come and takes over your life and brings this unexpected change. And to you, it could seem very disruptive. It can seem very much unwanted. This is because you try to hold on to the things that you needed to let go of, or you try to hold on to people that you need to let go of, or you try to hold on to habits that you needed to let go of. And this is kind of like when Spirit sends your shadow side to kind of, it comes like the eclipse. It takes over, because basically you're a light, right? You're this light that Spirit has put in this world to bring certain changes for people and environments and everything. So when you hold on to things that you need to let go that has no business being in your environment, then this is like when your shadow side takes over that light, and it's kind of like the energy of an eclipse. And your shadow side brings like sudden change, right? So say like if you're with somebody you're not supposed to be with, your shadow side will make something be revealed, things that are hidden. And 9 times out of 10, pile 2, I'm getting these are things that you would know, right? But you can subconsciously kind of, it's like you use your pile 2, it's like you use your light side, and you want to stay like on the light side of things. Like you want to just keep like the rose colored glasses, and you kind of just want to keep everything optimistic and everything like that. And your shadow side would kick in, and your shadow side lets you live for the most part. You know, it does. You know what I mean? It lets you live. But for things that could eventually hurt you at the end, that's when your shadow side steps in and reveal to you the things that you don't want to see. It will not let certain things be hidden from you. So you might find out in a drastic way or in a heartbroken way that this person maybe cheated or did something wrong to you, and then boom, you have to leave this person alone. This is almost like a tower moments that your shadow side will bring in, because this is the way, only way you kind of break free of things that I guess you choose to turn a blind eye to. I'm hearing. So you guys can kind of, if something is bad, I'm hearing, you guys can kind of look the other way. Like, you know, oh, I'll just stay optimistic. It's, you know how like a butterfly like flits around and never really stays like too long, because it's almost like the butterfly, you know, wants to spread that goodness, wants to spread that good energy. Like we're going to put the butterfly like a person. But when something's like too heavy or dark, then I'm getting very much Gemini vibes too. Let me just say that. The more I'm talking about this, the more Gemini I'm getting. So let's just say that something dark comes and you have to deal with it. Then pile 2, you guys are most likely to kind of not want to deal with it and kind of just go, I guess, where you won't have to think about the situation until the situation looks you in your face and you have to deal with it. You have to deal. So that's how your shadow side comes to you. Like, listen, you have to deal with this. You have to deal. And that, and most likely when your shadow side comes, it comes with a sudden change. And I'm getting also that you could be a powerful clairvoyant. So that's why I'm saying some things you just know. It's like, but it's maybe you don't like this gift sometimes because the gift reveals things that you don't want to know. You also could be having powerful dreams, pile 2, that things are revealed, I'm hearing, in your dreams. And you might choose to forget it or not remember, or it might come up later in your life. And you like, I dreamed this, or I feel like deja vu. It was because it was actually told to you through your shadow side. Because your shadow side reveals what's hidden or reveals what you refuse to see. It's when you fight to hold on things you need to let go of, is when your shadow side comes and yanks these things or cause situations to happen so you can let go. And it's actually for your own good. Because if you ever notice, anything you lost, pile 2, was replaced with something much better, you know, because your shadow side knows that something or better things are on the way for you. And we are not really, especially you, pile 2, who are the catapults of change, you guys are really not supposed to hold on to things. You it would be good for you. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but it's called the art of detachment. That way of life, or that way of thinking, I'm hearing, will be very good for you, because I think maybe that's your kind of life path that you have to understand, to not let go of things. Like for you, things come and things go, and yet you're always getting blessed. Like when you are able to let go of these things without your shadow side coming to rip them from your hands, then it's like you've received even more blessings, because I'm feeling it's a heavy blessing on this vibe. But sometimes, pile 2, you fight tooth and nail to hold on to things or choose to play the blind eye, right? So let's see what messages we have. Control. So, you know, you might have a thing with control where you want to make it always appear good. You know what I mean? Like I say, you want to stay on the lighter side of things, and you don't really want to focus on the darker side of life, right? So you try your best to kind of control the situation. And say, like, if somebody's talking about a topic or something, you know, you might want to change the topic, or you might just get up and leave. Like, I have to go in this, because it's like the rose-colored glasses thing. You know, you just don't really want to deal with the darker side of life. you feel safe dealing with things that's not too heavy. I'm hearing, right? If it's too heavy, you'll like push it off you and kind of, want to run the other way. So integration. So this is basically what we need to do. If you look, this is upside down, you see how there's the light and the dark pile too. So this is basically what you are. You are a light, right? But instead of just focusing on the light that you are, you have to integrate the darker side of you as well. Okay? You have to integrate that. Sometimes we have to deal with the darker side of life. We always can't flit or want to stay on a lighter side of life. Sometimes you have to be the eagle. We can't be the swan all the time, right? And that's how we develop our true power, because this is a very powerful card. And if you're able to integrate both sides of you, your spirit and your aura will become very powerful, pal, too. You might even ascend to be masters, okay? And last message. Thunderbolt. Exactly what we were talking about. You see how like this is like equivalent to the Tower card. And this is how your shadow side comes in. When she comes in, or he, whatever, gender doesn't matter. But whenever they do come in, they come in with like sudden change, almost disruptive, makes you uncomfortable. And you have to deal with the darker side of life. You have to maybe build all over again. You have to learn how to do without that thing that was yanked from you. You have to learn to deal with this. And this is how your shadow side will come to you every time when you refuse to acknowledge these things, right? Because you're face to face and you can't run anymore. So I am almost hearing from spirit that you have clairvoyant abilities. When something needs to be faced, or if a situation is not good for you, or if a person is not good for you. But sometimes you still will stay in that person's life, or you will still stay in a situation because you just want to see the light that's there. But you have to acknowledge the dark as well, pal, too, or you will keep getting burnt, or you will keep finding yourself have to go through these thunderbolt or tower situations where you're yanked over and over again. And your shadow side will do this because they love you. And you might think that, why has this been done to me? I'm pretty much a good person. Yeah, what's happened is you refuse to see the light in the dark, basically. And so when it comes to you, it has to come in a situation that make you take notice, because you won't notice it. Because what's happening is your shadow side might even come to you in a general way and say, hey, sweetie, you're in this situation. It's not going to come to any good, and you'll ignore it. And you'll ignore it. So that way, so this means the next time when your shadow side comes, they have to come with their army boots, their freaking black beret and all the army gear, because now they got to come to fight, because you've let it accumulate into the point where it's really bad now. And your shadow side told you at first in a gentle way, because they send you messages clairvoyantly. They send you messages through your dreams. They send you messages through songs. I'm hearing all day long. They send you messages of warnings, and you just choose to kind of be like, da da da, life is good. You know what I mean? So what I'm hearing is that you just have to learn to integrate and accept the messages. And accept when something's not good for you, and kind to let it go easy. And you will become so powerful, too, like beyond words. Like you see the power. If you look beyond of the people fall line, you see a person kind of like in a asana yoga pose. This is like your spirit, how strong your spirit is, that you're able to manifest this sudden change. Right? So if you're able to integrate, you can just imagine the good that could be done with that energy that you possess. So Pal 2, I wish you the best with that. And, working with our shadow side, that is what we're all here for. The integration, we accept the good as well as the dark. I don't even like to say bad, because people associate dark with bad, and I don't. The dark holds so much power. You know what I mean? Like, our wombs is like the dark side of us. That's the yin, right? That's the yin. That's where we come from. That's creation. So that's powerful manifesting energy, pile 2. Okay, so good luck with it, and I hope you derive some kind of understanding. All right, so we're on to pile 3. Okay, so hi, pile 3. Pile 3 always gets Tiger, and Tiger so likes to be recognized with 3. I think it is the number 3 in the Chinese zodiac. That's a magical number too, 3. That's like the number of magic. So pile 3, I think that your shadow side is so super cute. I don't know if you would think of it as so, but I do. So we have the mildew fairy. Isn't it cute? So the mildew fairy, cleanup time. So what I am getting, pile 3, is that you guys are perfectionists and you like everything to be just so a certain kind of way. You could like your homes to be just so. You could like things to be done a certain way. I'm definitely getting to this with your home. This with your home and environment. And pile 3, I'm getting something with the mothers, that you guys might have had overbearing mothers, and you guys might still have overbearing mothers. For some of you guys, some of your moms have passed away, and she hovers around you. Especially this resonates for especially those who moms were like very kind of, she kept a tight ship in her house, right? She kept a very tight ship, I'm hearing. And she might have made you like do chores like every other day or things like that. That her spirit still comes to visit you. But also, yeah, you like you with your home, you might like your home to look a certain way or whatever. So what I am hearing, pile 3, is like you guys don't accept the, how can I put this? You guys don't accept the like beastly side to your personality, or just like accepting, like just maybe having a day of not, maybe the day that you were supposed to do chores or errands or something like that, just doing nothing. You guys might take a couple of showers a day. I'm feeling OCD vibes, that some of you might have crazy OCD, and or you might just be like I'm feeling some Virgo vibes, or 6th house. That's what it is, 6th house. So you guys could be like clean freaks, afraid to catch germs. You guys might be like germaphobes, you know what I mean? Like you might wash your hands. A lot of times, like you guys are just like super scared of germs, or like people catching some kind of disease. You guys might go out because it's the pandemic. You might go out with the full, the full face mask. And when I mean face, like the plastic cover, the gloves, I'm seeing like hand sanitize, like 3 different kinds in your pocketbook or in your pockets if you're guys. And you might even have your own jar of like disinfectant, and you're like disinfecting because you're like so scared of maybe catching some kind of the virus or some kind of disease, God forbid. And you guys are just like adamant, almost like warriors about this. And when people come in your home, I'm getting that you might make them take off their shoes. It's just like you guys are, you just or could just be like very freaky about managing. It's like you guys are trying to manage this cleanliness or whatever, or any kind of germ or any kind of like bacteria that might come your way. But this is the heart of the story, pile 3. We cannot keep everything out. And it's a fact that some germs are like, and some bacteria is good for us, because you need the good bacteria to fight the bad bacteria. So pile 3, this is how God plays, or spirit or source plays the trick on us, right? Because how you are like cleanliness is next to godliness, pile 3. Look what your shadow side is. And I think it's so amusing, the mildew fairy. So your shadow side will kind of mess with you, I'm getting. And fairies are known to be mischievous, right? So they will maybe, you might have just cleaned your whole house, right? And sit down on the couch to kind of relax, and you'll see a spot. And you know it wasn't there before, right? Or you might, I'm getting that you guys might line your shoes up just so. And it's like the shoes now aren't lining up like you want them or had them. Or you might put on your nice outfit because you guys are like clean freaks, right? And then you notice a spot on your shirt that wasn't there before. This is your shadow side. Your shadow side toys with you like this because they want you to know everything can't be perfect. Everything can't be like this perfect bubble you kind of want to live in and keep everything out. Sometimes, Pile 3, we just have to be messy. Sometimes we just have to be messy. So it's like your shadow side is messy. So what I'm also getting, Pile 3, that sometimes and I'm getting you guys, some of you guys might be moms, that your children are messy as hell. Because it's like you try to take all the cleanliness, right? And control that it doesn't leave any room for anybody else left to get the cleanliness because you got it all in your backpack and you're like walking around with it. So I'm getting, if you got kids, they're super messy. So you're running around behind them, constantly cleaning up, and if you don't have kids, then you could have animals that do the same thing. Your cats could leave hairballs all over the place and you're cleaning up after your cat. Hey, and this is even if you guys have pets, because you guys could be so like OCD about things and like things a certain way. But if you do have pets, I'm getting that your pets could be messy. I'm getting that your kids can even want something like a hamster or something like that. Something that kind of freaks you out because it's like, that this hamster or gerbil or what is the other thing, guinea pig, kind of leaves those little poop turds in a thing, so that freaks you out too. So these are all ways that your shadow side will mess with you. They will bring situations that you kind of have to face that messy side of yourself. Or I'm getting that you might get yourself in messy situations. As perfect as you are, Pile 3, you get your ass in some messy situations. And this is because your shadow side kind of wants you to relax. And that's what I'm hearing from your shadow side. Most like, I just want them to relax. They're like super wound up. And you spend so much time worrying. And you guys might have anxiety as well. Because it's like you're the worrying mother. And what has happened is in the past, your mom used to worry about you so much because Beaver is mother energy. And she just always wanted you to be safe is what I'm hearing. So that's why she worried, and that's why she wanted things a certain way, Pile 3, is because she wanted you to keep you in this safe bubble. And it's also kind of weird because if you look, the mildew fairy is carrying a bubble. And this is like the bubble I'm feeling like you guys could put yourself in. Like if you guys can go out with a hazmat suit, I'm hearing that some of you guys would. But anyway, yeah. And it kind of left that energy on you. So you carrying that energy. So it's almost like a constriction, a barrier, a block. And your dark side, your shadow side, I should say, wants you to break free of that. Like if your shadow side can have you go out and roll in some mud, get yourself messy, because this is why I feel like you get yourself in some messy situations, because it's some parts of you that's going to rebel. Pile 3. So this isn't like and if you're at work or if you're some kind of supervisor, you might keep a tight ship at work as well. So it's like you try to super control one thing and then all the other aspects in your life are like freaking super messy. Your lovers are probably super messy. You probably get those lovers like, when they come in the house. I don't know if you ever watched Sex and the City, but it was like one part. Yeah, that's what this vibe is. It's like Charlotte from Sex and the City. You guys could be like Charlotte from Sex and the City. And if you notice, she was like a perfectionist. She always liked things a certain way, her apartment a certain way. And she would get these messy like men. But anyway, her husband she married, she had this beautiful apartment, but he would keep sitting on her chairs and he walked around. He liked to be naked. and she just would try to control that situation and try to get him to, you know, wear underwear and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to give you examples on how you can just attract messy people because of this super, you know, clean freak perfectionist vibe that you push out there. And it's like spirit wants you to let go of this, you know. And I know it's easier said than done, you know. I'm just here to tell you guys what your what your shadow side is. But I really think it's cute. I think you're so you might just notice things are out of place and everything, and this is your shadow side messing with you. Your shadow side is so cute, by the way. They are. So how to honor your shadow side is super simple, you know, and it should be so easy for everyone. Sometimes just leave your room messy, right? Sometimes just go with the flow. You don't have to control everything. Or sometimes you don't have to know the outcome, you know. Or sometimes when you go out, I'm not going to tell you how to operate. I was going to tell you leave your gloves at home. But it's just sometimes you got to get messy, pile 3. You know what I mean? And if you guys did have moms like that, we don't have to be our moms. Or it could have been a father that was like this too, and he kind of produced this energy. Like, again, gender doesn't have to be that thing or that person, but beaver is mother energy. So that is one way you can honor it. So let's see what messages we have. So new vision. So I'm getting that if you were to kind of dancing. So dancing, you guys might have been a good dancer. So this was a way to kind of let out trapped energy that you found. So some of you might be good dancers. It's a good way for you to relax. So I'm hearing from spirit, take a dance class, or just sometimes put on your favorite song or your favorite music category, genre, and dance your ass off. And that helps even your chakras, and it helps relax you as well. And I'm getting yoga. Yoga will help you guys relax. Anything that helps move your body. You guys are so wound up. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at the mind. This is like your mind, pile 3. This is all the things you have to control, or you try to control. This is what's going on in your mind. And if you look, those are candles. Those are candles on their head. So it's like you're burning all these candles at both ends, and it doesn't amount to anything. You know, it just leaves your mind all tied up, and you're not really enjoying life, pile 3. You're not. So this is like your shadow side. Like, it's like your shadow side. You are your shadow side, and your shadow side kind of comes to amuse you, to get you out of it, the energy. And see, this is what I'm saying, that sometimes you guys just, do you see the laziness card? This is just like what you guys need to do maybe once a week. Just like do nothing. Just be lazy, laid back with a pina colada. I don't care if it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. You guys need to relax. You guys need to relax. This is what I'm hearing. You see how they have on the robe and the slippers, and the pillow was on the floor. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm getting, that you guys just need to relax. You know, do some things that would take your mind off of it. And I'm getting that sometimes you guys don't like to deal with your emotions. So again, I'm hearing the dancing and the yoga is a good way to deal with your emotions. Okay? And you guys try to clean or deal with things that's easy, like how can I make this look perfect, or how can I make this be perfect, because you guys don't want to deal with your emotions or things that's not like in a little neat package, because emotions are messy to you guys who are rational kind of people, right? Emotions can be messy. So I'm getting that you guys just sometimes have to deal with the messy things in life. You have to do it, or you'll just like run yourself crazy. You'll burn yourself out trying to control all these things. Okay, pile 3. So pile 3, I really think it was cute. Relax. Let your hair down. Pick a day once a week to do nothing. Dance. Put on some music. Put on a funny movie and just laugh. And don't do nothing all day. You know? Not clothes, not nothing. You know? Not even a person. Or maybe a person. And kind of just let it be. You know what's best for you. But yeah, that's we can't control everything. Pile 3. I think this was so cute. Okay, how your shadow side is actually has a sense of humor and just kind of messes with you. So you guys can let me know if this resonates. I've never seen anything like this, and I actually think it's so cute. Alrighty, so we're moving on to pile 4. Okay, so finally pile 4. Hope you guys are doing good tonight. This has been such a good reading. So we finally made it to you guys. I don't know why, and this might resonate with some or might not. I'm feeling a heavy vibe of autumn or fall. So if that resonates for some people, or if that's a message for you there, autumn or autumn, fall. I'm even seeing like autumn leaves. And it's weird because if you picked leaf, you might have had a autumn leaf in mind. So, all right. So what I am seeing with you guys is, you guys don't forget anything. You know how they say the elephant holds on to everything, like they have an excellent memory. So I'm getting like you don't forget anything, like and this fire that this elephant is holding is standing out for me. So I'm getting, if somebody has wronged you, pile 4, you kind of hold grudges. Like you guys will not like let that go. You guys will hold on to the past, right? So you remember everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I'm hearing your memory is excellent, and something could have happened in the fall or autumn. Okay. So when something happens in the past, I'm sorry, when something happens to you or somebody does something to wrong you, you guys can act like these people no longer exist. You can hold super grudges. These people might try to even reach out to you or whatever. And I'm getting that you know, you guys just treat these people like they no longer exist to you, you know, and you hold on to that grudge. Because we don't have to have people in our lives that hurt us. But, you know, we kind of forgive them for our own sake. So I'm giving that that your shadow side tries to get you to deal with the things that happened in the past, and not like hold on to it, like and hold these grudges. So you might find, because it says ghosts of the past, and she is like wearing or she has taken her mask off. So your shadow self wants you to make peace with the past, and it's like until you do, you might keep running into the same person or the same people or whatever, because it's like your shadow self would keep bringing these ghosts from the past to you until you learn the lesson of forgiveness. Because what your shadow side wants from you is to move forward. You are a very persistent person, Pal 4, and you guys, I'm getting very determined and very stubborn. You could be very stubborn, and you guys can even sometimes get revenge, because I think not too long ago it was an elephant. I think an elephant went and got revenge on like a whole town, and I remember them, this elephant was like let loose in this area or in this town, and it went like on a rampage, and it was like destroying the town. I think even like killed or kicked around one person. So I'm just getting that image that you guys could really, you know, if somebody does you wrong, you guys can really hold this energy inside of you. And I'm getting it could cause blockages in your life. It could cause blockages in your manifestation, because it's like these, you carry these things. When you hold on to something like that, Pile 4, you carry these things in your energy field. You carry these people in your energy field. So it's like, even though you might feel like you rid yourself of these people, but you're carrying them with you everywhere you go. You know, you're carrying them with you everywhere you go. So your shadow side wants you to acknowledge this about yourself. It wants you to acknowledge the part that holds the grudges, and maybe even wants to get revenge on people. That you, by you forgiving people, is actually not a weakness, Pile 4, but it's reclaiming your power back. Okay, it's you getting your power back, because it's like when people hurt you, Pile 4, and you hold this grudge, and you keep these people at exactly how you left them, I'm hearing, exactly in that situation, whatever, and because your memory is so like vivid, and it's like you can just do like a snapshot in your mind, and you go there, and you can remember everything, like word for word, what was said. So it's like you hold, not only do you hold a part of these people hostage, and they kind of can't move on, but you can't move on, because it's a piece of yourself stuck in that time frame, repeating over and over and over what has happened, or how this person has hurt you. And that is just giving that person a little bit too much power over your life, Pile 4. Okay? And your shadow side will keep somehow finding a way to bring these people. So that's what your shadow side does. They bring these people back into your life. You might think like, oh, you know, why my ex won't just leave me alone? They did this to me, da 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 da. Because when you finally kind of offer this kind of key of forgiveness, or you can look at it as like, thank you for coming into my life, for teaching me this lesson. I forgive you and I release you. Right? I forgive you and I release you. You can see the deeper meaning and the deeper understanding of why people come in our lives and teach us the lessons we need to learn, which are called karmics, right? The karmic lessons we need to learn. There's some things that we're just going to have to learn that these people teach us. And that is what your shadow side wants you to really overcome, so you can heal as well. Because you really can't heal if your part of you is stuck in that place, right? So let's see what messages we have. The burden. You see what I mean? You see how there's this guy and the ladies on his back along with the chicken. This is like how holding grudges are, Pile 3. Pile 4. This is the burdens you carry around when you hold these grudges. And even though you have a strong spirit, because you have the elephant, an elephant is a super strong spirit, after a while a burden is still a burden, and you still have to let that go. So you're free, and that's the word I'm getting, free to live your life the way you're meant to live your life without their energy on you. And if we take it in a non-personal way, that some things are just lessons to be learned, we forgive them and move on. You know, I'm hearing that Ariana Grande song, Thank You, Next. And she says she's so grateful to her exes because they taught her a lesson. And that's the kind of energy I'm getting that you would need to grow. You know what I mean? Because if not, it's like you carry this burden on your back, and you carry these people around with you. It's like, how can you even go into a relationship if somebody has like this bitter grudge on someone? It's like a burden, and that person can feel it too. It's not even fair to a new person. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're not coming to them as just you. You're coming with them. You're coming to them with these people who have hurt you. Letting go. Oh my God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Don't you love Spirit? Letting go. So what I am seeing, this is really good. So I'm seeing, Pile 4, that you guys are going to start working on letting go, because it's not in reverse. So this is the equivalent of Eight of Cups, right? In Eight of Cups, we know it's walking away from situations that no longer serve us, but not only just walking away, but kind of releasing. And that's all forgiveness is. Forgiveness is releasing. It keeps us from being prisoners to those people who have hurt us. Right? It keeps us from being prisoners. So when we're able to walk away, we reclaim our power back. Guidance. So your angels are with you. Okay? So your angels are with you. So it's more so your shadow side is it's like a lighter version of you, because you cling so much to that part of your shadow side that your shadow side is kind of wants you to let go of them, kind of let me go, your shadow side is let me go, because you can hold on to this energy of retribution and revenge, and that's not really our job, right? And your angels are like, hey, I'm here, we got your back, and if it's karma that needs to be paid for, we that's our job. You know what I mean? So you can fly and be free in this lifetime. It's so freeing to actually say, when we let go of the aspect of revenge and I have to get that person back, you know what I mean? When we let go of that, it's so freeing and liberating, because how much does that hold you onto someone to want to get them back? You know what I mean? Oh, they did me like this, oh, I'm going to be super petty. Like, where does that get us in life? It really doesn't get us anywhere. And we become ghosts of the past. Like the people that keep coming back into our life, we end up coming ghosts of the past. You see how she's like in the old dress and everything? You stay stuck in that past, and nobody really kind of wants to be around that energy or those kind of people who are like stuck there. So what I'm seeing though with these cards, I'm seeing that you will learn the lesson, that you will start forgiving these people and letting them go. So you can liberate yourself and free yourself and do the things that you were put here to do, or enjoy your life the way you were meant to enjoy it. Okay, so Power 4 wasn't so much that you fight against your shadow side. It's like about letting your shadow side kind of go and getting out the comfort zone. So you found comfort inside your shadow side, right? So your shadow side is like you have to accept the part of yourself that you are meant to experience when you incarnate into this earth plane, right? We have to live the path that we're supposed to live. And I'm getting that you guys are so powerful and determined that you will get through this obstacle. Nothing will even stop you from getting to that. So that it's everything is about letting go for you, Power 4. So I do wish you luck with it. I do see that you guys will overcome this though. I see that your angels will rejoice, because if you look, like, there's your angel, and that's like you in the back, and it's like you're letting your angel pick up these burdens, which they were meant to be, because they know what to do with them. They know what to do with that energy. So it's like letting your shadow side go so your angels can come in and do their job. Okay, Power 4. So it's about putting these energies where they belong, right? So you can do what you need to do, and you can find enjoyment in your life, and you can be happy. All right, Power 4. So I hope you got something good from the reading, and I wish you the best luck on your journey. And I really do pray you're able to move forward. But again, like I see in the cards, I'm seeing that you will, and I have no doubt whatsoever that you guys have it in you to keep moving forward. Okay, so that's a wrap, you guys. It was really fun. It was a good reading, and I love you guys. If you have any suggestions, again, please let me know. If you want personal reading, links down below in the description box. Or I'm sorry, not link, but the email. You can email me. So you guys have a good night or good day, because you guys will have this, and it's timeless. And I will see you next reading. Okay? Thank you.